What if you could spend less time studying but still get more done in your day? If this sounds too good to be true, then prepare to be pleasantly surprised. We all know how it feels when we have spent many hours studying but could not get the results we expected, and how someone we know studies for the same number of hours but gets a hell lot of marks. What could actually be missing here is productivity. Introducing the 80-20 rule. The secret to maximizing productivity is the Pareto principle, otherwise known as the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is one of the most helpful of all concepts of time and life management. This rule says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of the result, 20% of the customer will account for 80% of the sales, 20% of the task will account for 80% of the value. This simply means that if you have a list of 10 items to do, 2 of those items will turn out to be worth as much more as 8 items put together. But can this be applied to studies? The answer is a simple yes. In other words, 80% of your exam success will come from 20% of the work you put in. To all my consulting clients, this is the most important thing that I suggest. Let's have a look at this. Only a small part of everything you need to study could fetch most of your marks. Identify these important areas by either having a word with your teacher or analyzing the previous papers on the subject. The most valuable tasks you can do each day are often the hardest and most complex, but the payoff and rewards for completing these tasks are just too good. Focus on those few areas first. Study them thoroughly so that you know that you are not going to lose any marks if questions come from this topic. Refuse to work on the task in the bottom 80% while you still have tasks in the top 20% left to be done. And now, after you have secured yourself enough, you can move to the other topics in order of their importance. This is the trick here. Each of these tasks may take the same amount of time to accomplish, but 1 or 2 of those tasks will contribute 5 or 10 times the value of any other. Next, there is always a specific time in a day where your mind is fresh and ready to absorb knowledge. This could be early in the morning, before any drama that goes on all day, or this could be late night before bedtime. Know what time suits you the most and give your 100% towards achieving your educational targets in this period. It is very important that you are not distracted during these productive hours or when you are studying the most important topic. Get all the things you may need for this session beforehand and do not allow anyone to reach you unless it's a matter of life and death. But if you are one of those who says that there is no time in the day I like to study, that's fine. But you got to choose a time. Choose a time for yourself and stay with it for at least 7 days. You don't like it? Change time. The key here is consistency. When you make up your mind that I study better at this time of the day, your subconscious mind will capture this information and you will actually begin to see better results during these hours. The best part about planning your studies applying this rule is that it allows you to have more free time. Since you have already covered the important topics and the expected questions, you are ahead in the game. You can reward yourself by playing some sport, watching a movie or any other leisure activity for some time. Remember, whatever you choose to do over and over eventually becomes a habit that is hard to break. If you choose to start your studies with low-value topics, you soon develop the habit of always starting and working on low-value tasks. This is not the kind of habit you want to develop for yourself. The fact is that the amount of time required to complete an important job is often the same as the time required to do an unimportant job. The difference is that you get a tremendous feeling of pride and satisfaction from completion of something valuable and significant. However, when you complete a low-value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get little or no satisfaction. So the 80-20 rule. The faster you learn and apply them, the faster you start to reap the fruits, guaranteed.